You're watching Eastern and Southern Kentucky's #1 source for news. Mountain News First at 4 with Steve Hensley and Sky Alert Weather with Shane Smith.
Only 4 more wins to go. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, the Cats will take on the Mountaineers tomorrow night in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. Both teams held a news conference this afternoon and held practice. WYMT Sports Director Josh McKinney is following the Cats, and he begins our Big Blue coverage live in Cleveland. Josh?
Thank you, Steve. Well, earlier this week, the United States Basketball Writers Association released one of the more prestigious awards in the country for college coaches. And to the surprise of many, Kentucky head coach John Calipari was not mentioned. Despite finishing the regular season a perfect 31-0, winning both the Southeastern Conference regular season and tournament championships, and earning the #1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament, Kentucky head coach John Calipari was not voted as National Coach of the Year by the basketball writers. But if you were to ask Cal about it, that's perfectly fine with him.
This thing that we're doing here for players and coaches isn't about those individual awards. Every one of us is giving up stuff so this thing can happen. Players are giving up stuff. And I'm not coaching for Coach of the Year honors. I'm coaching to win ball games, and I'm coaching to help players develop and have an opportunity to reach their dreams. If that other stuff happens, fine. If it doesn't, that's fine too.
Now, while it wasn't Calipari that was named Coach of the Year, it was Virginia head coach Tony Bennett. Now, the Cavaliers were eliminated by Michigan State in the 3rd round, and as we all know, Steve, Kentucky is still playing. Reporting outside Quicken Loans Arena in downtown Cleveland, I'm Josh McKinney. Steve, back to you.
Now, Josh, I understand Kentucky practicing this afternoon. Is the crowd as big there as it was in Louisville?
No, it wasn't nearly as big as it was in Louisville. And you can kind of understand it. The drive's a little bit longer, but the lower level of the arena, of course, the Cleveland Cavaliers play here in the NBA, so it's a big arena. It was somewhat full of Kentucky fans, but not nearly as many as there were at the Yum Center last week in Louisville.
Sure, there will be a big showing tomorrow night, though. Josh, thank you very much. We'll hear more from Josh and Tanner Hesterberg, who's also in Cleveland, coming up tonight at 6. Many Kentucky fans are hoping to make the trip to Indianapolis for the Final Four, and if you're one of those people, hotels are not your only option. Some Indiana homeowners are renting rooms to basketball fans. One man says he's gotten a lot of interest, but there's one drawback. With 16 teams still in the tournament, getting anyone to commit isn't so easy.
So far, it's all been Kentucky fans, so I'm actually really hoping that they make it into the Final Four, figuring at that point there will be a lot of people traveling in from nearby.
There are almost 150 postings, ranging in price from a couple $100s a night to thousands.
Big Blue Nation will travel, and if you are traveling up to Cleveland tomorrow, well, the forecast is going to be a little bit rainy through the entire Ohio Valley. Right now, though, it's gorgeous out there. Pinpoint Doppler, not showing any precipitation on our neck of the woods just yet. However, you see those clouds thickening up and showers showing up on the radar off to the west. In fact, a few thunderstorm watches now out through portions of Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri. And those thunderstorms will progress to the east overnight and arrive in eastern Kentucky tomorrow. But the good news is they shouldn't be severe once they reach us. Man, it is warm out there today. 77 right now, Jackson, 75 London, 76 Middlesboro. You can see a very nice afternoon ongoing. Just some fair weather cumulus clouds out there, partly sunny skies, and even down in the mountains of Virginia in Wise County, UVA Wise, 72 degrees. That is a warm March day. Our normal highs this time of year should be in the lower 60s, so we're about 10 degrees above average. Taking you through the rest of the afternoon into the first part of the evening, we could see a pop-up storm or two as those cumulus clouds continue to build up, but it's a very slight chance, just 20 to 30% over the next couple of hours. But Steve, the storms will be widespread tomorrow. There will be some gusty winds. Not expecting anything severe, though. However, a big cool down on Friday may lead to a few flakes. We'll talk about that here in a bit.
All right, Shane, thank you. It was a scary ride to school for some Southern Kentucky children. The 4- and 5-year-olds were on their way to a Head Start school in Knox County when the bus was forced off the road. Police are investigating to see why a car did not leave enough room on the narrow Johnson Hollow Road about 10 this morning. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more from the Corbin Hospital where the kids were taken.
The Knox County deputy said that it appeared that none of the children had any physical injuries, but they were brought here to Baptist Regional Hospital for observation anyway. The bus from the Knox County Community Action Agency was headed to the Gray Minton Center in Gray, just outside Corbin, when it ran off the road. Police say the bus had just turned around in a driveway and there wasn't enough room on the road for both it and an approaching car. The car did not yield to the bus. The police say the driver of the bus had to run off the road. The bus then went down into a ditch. Police say the children, mostly 4- and 5-year-olds, were pretty shaken up.
3 little boys and a little girl, and at a very young age. It scared all 4 of them. They was once they got outside of the bus, they had to get them out through the emergency door on the back. They got them up on the roadway. Ambulance was called, nevertheless, for check them out, make sure they didn't have no bumps or bruises.
And the driver of that car is being looked for. Police say they simply want to question that driver to find out more on what happened. In Knox County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
A spokesperson at Baptist Health in Corbin told us that the children were looked at in the emergency room, but that all were considered in stable condition. Republican Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky is slamming former Secretary of State and First Lady Hillary Clinton for accepting donations from Saudi Arabia. In a recent interview, Paul says the Constitution says you are not supposed to take gifts from foreign countries and that she should return them. He also talked about an expected presidential run against Clinton, who is considered the front runner for the Democrats.
When you look at polling right now, you'll find that nobody in the Republican Party does better against Hillary Clinton than myself. And I think that's because we've tried very hard to pick up independent vote and voters who haven't been voting Republican. And frankly, that's how you win elections.
And while he has not confirmed or denied it, political observers say they do expect Senator Paul to announce very soon in Kentucky that he is joining the 2016 presidential race, possibly the day after the national championship is what we're hearing. Well, that leads us to our latest web poll results. We wanted to know if you think Ted Cruz would make a good president. He has announced he will definitely be running. Nearly 29% of you said yes, while close to 60% said no. 11% of you were undecided. We'll have a new web poll for you tonight at 6. The Afghan president received a warm reception from both Republicans and Democrats on Capitol Hill this morning. His speech to a joint meeting of Congress marks a new chapter in U.S.-Afghanistan relations, which were strained by acrimony between President Obama and Hamid Karzai. The address comes just a day after President Obama agreed to delay the pullout of troops from the region. French officials do not believe terrorists brought down a commercial jet in the French Alps. Investigators have started analyzing the plane's voice data recorder, hoping it will reveal why the Airbus crashed Tuesday, killing 150 people. CBS's Tina Kraus has the latest from France.
Recovery teams are searching for victims, including 2 Americans, across a 10-acre crash site in the French Alps. They say retrieving the bodies is their first priority, but it could take days because the plane came down in extremely steep terrain. Officials caution identifying victims will be difficult. This doctor said, "You see the state of the plane, I'll let you imagine the state of the bodies." Investigators can only access the crash site from the air. They're leaving this staging area to search the debris field to try to figure out why the plane went down. The plane's cockpit voice recorder has been found. It's damaged, but investigators believe it will still be useful. One critical question is why the Germanwings jet stayed at a cruising altitude for only 1 minute before taking a steep 8-minute descent with no distress call.
We don't yet know what the first link in this causal chain of events was that started this crisis.
18 of the victims were from the same high school in the small German town of Haltern. The students and 2 teachers were flying home after an exchange trip to Spain.
It's a very shocking situation.
In Barcelona, a moment of silence was held at the airport where the doomed jet took off from Tuesday morning. 35 Spanish residents were among the victims. Tina Kraus, CBS News, Saint-Les-Alpes, France.
The president of France says the casing for the plane's second black box has been found, but not the box itself. A huge merger between two of the most well-known American food brands, H.J. Heinz and Kraft. The new company will be called the Kraft Heinz Company. It joins brands like Oscar Mayer and Stovetop and Ore-Ida and Heinz Ketchup, of course. It will be the third largest food and beverage company in North America. The Wall Street Journal reports the deal is worth at least $40 billion. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Wednesday, and not a good midweek number. The Dow closes down more than 292 points today. Now to our first at 4 pump pricer. Gas is $2.18 at the Murphy USA on Cassidy Boulevard in Pikeville. You can fill up your tank for $2.29 a gallon at Smitty's on Combs Road in Hazard, and gas is $2.34 at the Speedway on East Main Street in Cumberland. If you see a lower price in your area, send us an email to pumppricer@wymt.com. Coming up on first at 4, air pollution and anxiety. Researchers believe they are linked, so we'll tell you how a little later.
It's nice, warm, and dry across the mountains right now. However, a big cold front will bring some much cooler air for the end of the week. Details about that big cool down after this.
Jay and I have been stuck in the office all day, but I hear it's pretty nice outside.
It is pretty nice outside. We can take a look at our Stonecrest weather cam at the golf course. That's a mouthful, and you can see that overall it's a pretty nice day out there. We are seeing plenty of sunshine. Pinpoint Doppler not showing any precipitation whatsoever right now. It's nice and dry, and it is warm out there. We're into the mid-70s. It feels great outside. I had a weather class visit down at Leslie County High School this morning down in Hyden, where it's currently 74. Had a gorgeous ride out there and back, and the weather just so nice. Get out and enjoy it if you can tonight, folks, because big changes head our way tomorrow. Cold front diving in from the west, bringing a little bit of severe weather across the plains this afternoon. I'm not expecting any severe weather here in eastern Kentucky when this system moves in, but it will bring some gusty winds, will bring a little bit of rain tomorrow and a few thunderstorms. You can see that wind gusting right now around 20 miles per hour across the entire region. So if you have to be out this afternoon or evening, hold on to your hats. Now, a spotty shower or storm could pop up tonight, but it's a slight chance, 20% or less. Tomorrow, a little better chance of rain. We'll be into the 60s for highs. Let's map it out hour by hour using Future View. You can see there's that spotty shower chance tonight. It's not a very big shot. Better chances of rain tomorrow, mainly during the afternoon. That's when we'll have the best chance of thunderstorms, but then the temperatures drop. We're heading into the 40s by tomorrow evening and low 30s as we go into Friday morning, and your eyes are not deceiving you. That is a little bit of snow and wintry mix there along the Virginia border possible Friday morning. As far as how much rain we're going to see, generally about a quarter to a half inch. Some locations may see a little bit more than that, and the winds will be very gusty tomorrow. We're talking wind gusts 20 to 30 miles per hour. The sustained winds around 20 miles per hour. Here's a quick look at the 7-day forecast where the weekend is always in view. You're going to see a little bit of wintry mix on Friday. Nothing major, shouldn't cause any slick roads or anything like that, but just enough to remind us winter is not that far in the rear view mirror. A little bit of drizzle Friday afternoon. Saturday and Sunday dry but cool, especially on Saturday. And then some showers for Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. It's going to be warm into the 60s. So next week looking pretty nice. That forecast really improving. But tomorrow, just a few showers. More Mountain News at 4 after this.
Leaders with the Promise Zone initiative met with folks in Perry County today to check in, making sure the benefits of being in the Promise Zone are touching the people who live there. As WYMT's Mitchell Grogg reports, officials say the meeting was beneficial for everyone.
About 1 year into the Promise Zone designation, people here gathered for a chance to make the most of it.
We have to go after all the grants that's available, especially with their coal severance dollars dwindling. We've got to start leveraging our money and find matching grants to where we take the coal severance and we can turn like $50,000 into $200,000 just by finding a matching grant.
Judge Executive Scott Alexander is going after those opportunities by hiring someone to handle county grants. Grants in all 8 eastern Kentucky Promise Zone counties have totaled $115 million over the next 7 years, with the hope of more money on the way.
It was a really excitement in being here and seeing that there were initiatives that I did not even know about that were underway that I wanted to be able to capture and be able to follow and to be able to help people connect with.
And Promise Zone Coordinator Sandy Curd hopes also to tap into the region's entrepreneurial spirit.
There are something like 4,000 different small businesses right now that file a tax return saying that they're small businesses and that they employ one person. If we could get every single one of those to add one more person because they're growing, that would help us in a long way in being able to diversify our economy and to change our lives.
In a promise the leaders here hope to keep. In Perry County, Mitchell Grogg, WYMT Mountain News.
Similar forums are happening in other Promise Zone counties in the next 2 weeks. Here's a look at what we're working on for Mountain News at 6. We'll take you high in the sky where a new program offered to community college students is allowing them to take flight. One Perry County road is completely blocked today by a huge boulder. We'll show you more video of that. Plus, police need your help finding 2 inmates that have escaped on a Lee County roadway. We hope you'll join us again for Mountain News at 6 o'clock. Researchers at Johns Hopkins and Harvard have linked air pollution to higher levels of anxiety. They studied data on about 70,000 older women and found those who lived close to busy roads and were exposed to high levels of pollution were more likely to be stressed. Researchers say air pollution compromises the body's ability to detoxify, which can lead to inflammation or aggravate existing health conditions.
I'm Stacy Johnson. The housing market in many parts of the country is on the move. If you're a buyer, you need to know mistakes to avoid, and you will after you see what's just ahead on Money Talks News.
Home buyers can make many mistakes that could cost money. Money expert Stacy Johnson shows us some things every home buyer should know to get the best deal.
We needed a place to live, and so we looked at this house at night with snow everywhere. It was an 1840s home, and we bought it, like on the spot. We bought it, we wrote a contract, no inspection, and we moved in, and thank God nothing happened, but I wouldn't do that again.
Kendra Obrist got lucky. She made a big mistake buying without an inspection, but at least it's a mistake she won't repeat.
They just fall in love with the emotion, and they need to make sure they get an inspection too, to make sure that the home is in great shape.
Hey, buying a house is an intense experience. It's one of the most expensive things you'll probably ever purchase. So one thing you definitely want to do is not make dumb mistakes. Here are some examples. First mistake, not getting financing up front. Unless you're paying cash, there's no reason to shop for a house until you have a firm commitment from a lender. Next, inexperienced or incompetent agent. An experienced agent can really help.
The agent could help determine what the value of the home is and make sure you see all the homes in the area that meet your criteria.
Third, no inspection. Don't even think of buying a house without an inspection and include a potential out based on that inspection. And finally, no backup plan. If a home doesn't appraise highly enough, the inspection reveals big problems, or anything else bad happens, have a plan that includes a way to get your deposit back. Bottom line, now could be just the right time to buy a home, and you're going to get a better price if you don't make silly mistakes. I'm going to teach you more about buying a home if you'll go to MoneyTalksNews.com and just do a search for home buying. For Money Talks News, I'm Stacy Johnson.
Your weekend looks to start off on the chilly side with morning lows Saturday into the 20s, highs only in the 40s with cloudy skies, but a little bit better on Sunday with sunshine in mid-50s, but that's still a little below average.
On this day in history, March 25th, 2008.
And this is the darndest election I ever saw, isn't it? This thing's like a long-running episode of Dallas or something. It's like a saga, you know?
And of course, former President Bill Clinton speaking in Moorhead. Thousands of enthusiastic supporters attended the event at the Moorhead Conference Center. Clinton was campaigning in Kentucky for his wife Hillary, who was running for president at the time in a very tight race with Barack Obama. The campaign tour was called Solutions for America. Just remember it being very loud. I was there. That was my first live shot from our satellite truck, so that was an interesting time.
Well, that is a day in history. Steve Hensley's first live shot from the sat truck.
That was a fun day for sure. Well, thanks for joining us for First at 4. We'll see you back here at 6. Have a great afternoon.